Hello there, Adam here from Aqualife Hub, doing another weekly update of my 150 gallon Reef tank. I'm doing something a little different this time. I'm going to try to record under more actinic light, maybe alternate back and forth. It's just sort of fun, you get a little different color variety. The other light cycle is what I use every day. I just turn on the actinic if I want to look at stuff glow nice and pretty, but I use more of a natural sunlight type cycle, similar to what was recommended by the Reef breeders' photon sort of default schedule. Modified a little bit to take out some of the reds. I suppose that sort of will help inhibit algae growth to get rid of some of the reds. So the blue one obviously has a bit more red in it for whatever reason. So I think there's only red light running 2 or 3 hours a day and just a little bit in my current schedule. But anyway, with that out of the way, what has changed this week? The biggest thing that changed this week is I have mounted some of my new frags, which I'll show you where I mounted them real quick. So I put the Digitata back here, and the way I mounted them was, let's see if I can get a decent shot of it, probably not. If you can see, I mounted it with some super glue around the base, epoxy, sort of wedged in there, and then epoxied it down to the rock. It's sort of just like a little stand. For the other ones, I did sort of the typical type sandwich. Here's the green Slimer Acropora. So if you see what I did was I put super glue on the bottom of the frag plug, glued the epoxy to the super glue, and then wedged the epoxy into the rock, and it seems to be working just fine. I put the Millipora, Acropora back over here on the top. That's the highest flow area in the tank. We'll see how much he enjoys it. And then the Bonsai Acropora is back here in the center. At least from looking through the viewfinder, I'm not impressed with the colors, I have to say. So let me turn this off real quick, and then I'll run back through it without the actinic, and you guys can tell me what you like better in the comments. Alright, we're back to the more natural light. I suspect that probably looks a lot better. It's a little easier to tell what's going on. So again, epoxy around the base. As you can tell, the guy I got this Monty from allowed some dead spots to develop. Probably just from lack of light, because it was just laying. You can sort of see on the base that it was laying on one side. You can tell from the way it's got a nice flat angle. You can see on that diagonal. Then it's all going upwards, looking for the light. If it doesn't improve a little bit, I might break off some of those dead spots. I'm concerned about it hurting the rest of the coral. The light is sort of interesting on this acro. We'll see how it develops, but right now it's the highest density of polyps. Again, this is another coral he's probably laying flat or nearly flat. So you can actually see the highest density of polyps is actually a little bit shaded now just from the way it's growing. So we'll see how that develops. And again, Millipore up here on the top. If we can get it in focus. There we go. Oh. Cool. So he looks happier right there than he did down below. And obviously he's gonna be a little bit upset just by getting taken out of the water for a little bit to get him glued down. And then the Bonsai, who has a small amount of discoloration on the tips. Wasn't there yesterday, so I assume it's just from his out of water experience yesterday afternoon. And we'll see how he recovers, but I suspect he'll be perfectly fine. As for the rest of the tank, I'm still fighting the algae. It is not regrowing. I changed the water last week. I haven't changed it this week. It's really not gotten much worse over the last week, so I assume that we're heading in the right direction then. Maybe just a couple more water changes will help take care of it. Where it has regrown on the tops of the rocks, it's a lot dimmer. It doesn't have that strong brown shade that you see down here in the grass or in the sand. If you look on the top of the rocks, it's almost imperceptible in the video. So hopefully it'll take care of itself. I still have a couple more corals I need to glue down. I need to figure out where this plating Monty is going to go. I'm thinking probably over here on this side of this center structure. But I'm starting to think I may need to turn the lights up a bit. They're not really that high because it was mostly softies in here, so I may start adjusting it slowly upwards over the course of the next month or so. But overall, tank's doing great. You know, the long view is still my favorite view of the tank. It's the first thing people see when they walk into my office. So, you know, I'm definitely designing the look to be just as nice from this side as it is from the front. And, you know, you got this nice flowing center front area with the Red Star Pops and the Xenia and the Elegance that I really, really enjoy. So, you know, I think it's looking really good. The only other thing I think I added to the tank over the last week was I put some Chaetomorpha in the refugium, or not Chaetomorpha, sorry, copepods. I ordered a 3-species bottle of copepods from Algae Garden, which went into the refugium. I got some plankton as well to feed them till they get established. Now there's plenty of places for them to hide down there, plenty of algae, I assume plenty of detritus. So hopefully they will flourish down there and get nice and established, and then slowly make their way up into the tank. Now the 3 fish downstairs in quarantine are done with their quarantine on Tuesday, so they'll be coming in to the tank Tuesday, Wednesday this week. They look great. I'm still upset that the diamond goby died, but that's how these things go. So the other 3 will be going in the tank on Tuesday. So in the next video you'll get to see them. And hopefully they'll do well. I mean, they have plenty of space, so I can't imagine that they won't. My next video next week might be delayed by a day or 2. I'm going to be out of town in Kentucky. So it might be Monday or Tuesday before the next episode goes up. And that'll give the new fish plenty of time to get nice and established in the tank. I believe that is all I have for today. Let me know what you think about the actinic lighting. I suspect that if it looks anything like it looked on the viewfinder, that it is a no-go for video, which is fine. You know, I don't really want to spend the time to mess with the white balance to try to filter the blue out to get everything to pop more. I know professional photographers will do that, and I do that with my still photography, but it's not really worth it for the video while I'm moving around. It's a lot of work. Again, thanks for watching. If you have any questions about my tank or what I'm doing or any comments, you know, feel free to let me know. I am very interested in what other reefers have to think about my current setup and what I'm doing. Thanks again.